Hello and welcome to BierTier, the German engineer. Today, we are back with oxygen not included with the spaced out DLC. Last time around we set up our interplanetary launcher system, and today we have to make a couple improvements to that thing, but we also have a lot of other things to do. So let's just jump right into it and see how that works out for us. And here we are back in our base, exactly where we left off last time. The last time around I was actually made aware in the comments that this here is not gonna work. Yeah, you are of course 100% right. That is not going to work, is it now? So let's take a look here. When we see what this here actually looks like, so let's grab one of those things. If we follow this arrow here along, it actually hits nothing. Yeah, in a diagonal, that is not gonna work. So let me rebuild this here, and let's make sure that it actually does what it is supposed to do. And here we have it. This is how our new system looks like. Let's take a look in the overview. Radiation, there we have it. And we can see that now on the left side here, we're going to go diagonal. We're going to hit this one. With the next two, we're going to go straight up. So they definitely hit. And the one on the right is going to go backwards and then get shot over to here. And the same exact setup right here again. This one goes to the right. This one here goes to the left. And the two in the middle just go straight up. All of them going to the right, hitting this one right here and coming down into this one and over into our interplanetary launcher. That will now definitely work, and we shouldn't have any problems, and we can turn it on whenever we want to. Currently I'm going to leave it off because there's no point since we are not yet ready to use it. Throughout this video you will see a bunch of stuff actually disappear because while we're doing everything else, I'm going to start strip mining wherever I see resources. So here on the top, for example, we have some mafic rock and some igneous rock here. All the way over here we also have a bunch of igneous rock that we will need. For example, we also have some copper ore down here. So I'm just gonna start mining wherever I see something that we need. So if you see something disappear, don't worry about it, that is all intentional. Over here on the left side of the map, right above our industrial brick, right here, we have another saltwater geyser. So what are we gonna do with that thing? We don't really need it, do we? No, we really don't. But that is okay, we're gonna make something fancy out of it anyway. One of my YouTube subscribers told me about a very interesting concept on Discord, and that concept is called the Escher Waterfalls. So Lazzo, thank you very much for showing me this. I read myself into it, I know how it works and why it works, and we're gonna build it right here just to show it. It is really interesting. It's probably one of the coolest things I've seen so far. So we're gonna get building over here, and I will explain what we're doing along the way. First of all, we need to do some digging, that is a given. So we're just gonna dig 3 tiles. Yeah, 3 tiles should be perfectly fine. That should give us all the space that we could possibly need. Over here, we're gonna come all the way up. Let's make sure we have these two here still free, and then over here, and that is all the kind of stuff that we're gonna dig out. To make sure we actually can reach all the stuff, I'm gonna put in a ladder system. So I'm gonna put a ladder here, ladder there, and just every other space I'm going to put a ladder, just so we can get over here. Looks like that should be fine. Here we're gonna have some ice. That's not optimal, is it? Well, so I'm just gonna come all the way over here just to be 100% safe. Do we absolutely need it? No. Is it nice to have? Definitely. So that's what we're gonna do. And then right here I'm gonna come with an actual ladder all the way up to right there. Yeah, that should be fine. That's what we're gonna do. So let's get digging. To speed up the process of digging over there, we need a few more atmosphere docks. Yeah, we have barely any of those. So let's take one of those here and let's just plop down another, let's say those here are 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's just put another 8 down here. That should be okay. Over here we have made quite some progress with our digging, so I would say let's go ahead and let's build what we need to build. So first of all, we need a tile right here and a tile right there. I'm going to make it out of igneous rock. That should be fine. And then we're going to come all the way over to here to this end over the top. This side here I'm just going to leave open for right now. The main reason for that is that we have to do some research in here and whatnot. So we're going to leave it open. Later on we need to close it off, of course. This tile right here is actually one too many, so I'm going to get rid of this one here. Let's do that. And then on the other side, we can already build exactly what we need. So we're going to build one manual airlock door right here. Then we're going to turn this thing over, and here on the top, we're going to build another one. And one right there, and then 2 right here on the bottom. That's what this whole thing here is going to look like. Also in plumbing, we're going to grab a liquid pump made out of gold because of the heat of what we are actually putting in there. And we're going to plop it in there just to be safe. Doesn't have to be gold necessarily, but it can be, so it might as well. Then I'm going to start digging up here on the top just a little bit more stuff out because later on we will need this hydrogen here. So we're going to make sure that that is already available to us. This brine ice here, yeah, we can use all of this stuff, so we make sure that we will get it. Also, to make the access here a little bit easier, I'm going to build a few more ladders on this side here. Actually, let's go straight up. Yeah, there we go. And we're probably going to come with this one here also all the way to the top. Yeah, something like that should work out just fine for us. So let's get this here built, and once we have this here, then we can get into the nitty-gritty. While all this over here is built, I don't know if you guys can notice it in the video or not, but I do have some micro stutters in here, and the reason for those micro stutters are most likely that we have all these materials here in those storage bins. So I think we're gonna try to go a little bit more efficient on that, and we're gonna build some infinite storages. Probably one up here and one down here on the bottom, and probably a third one over here, and we're gonna replace all those storage bins here with basically 3 infinite storages. That is what my idea is. We will see how that works out though. So to get the first one done right here, these here, yeah, we need to get rid of them. That's for sure. So let's go into our deconstruction tool and we deconstruct all buildings. Buildings only. And we're going to get rid of this entire row. And we're going to get rid of this entire row. We might actually get rid of all of them right away. Should we? Yeah, might as well. Because they will have to go anyways eventually. So we might do it as well right away. So right here on the top, I'm going to leave a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 space. That is okay. 6 is not a problem. And then we're going to just build something like this here. Simple like that. Going to come down to here, down to there, and right here. We're also going to make sure that we have this here. That should be perfectly fine. And then above it, let's see, let's leave another 2 spaces wide open. And then let's build it like this here. Yeah, that should work without an issue. We're also going to get rid of all this stuff here. We don't need any of that. And we make sure that we have proper access to this construction right there. So we're going to build this here all the way over to right here. Yep, that's right. And we're going to come over to there. And right here, we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to come over to here, come over to there, just like we have it below. Let's make sure that this here doesn't end in nonsense, kind of like this here. Of course it ends in nonsense. How else would it end, right? Then we're going to make sure that we dig all this stuff here up because we certainly do not need it. So let's make sure it's a goner. And this here's what this entire thing is going to look like once it's done. But first we need to build all this, of course. Down here, while building it, I just realized I made a tiny little mistake. I had my tiles right here. Yeah, that's not where they go. They go one up, so we're going to grab this one and we're going to plop it right there. And that's where that should actually go. So let's make sure that gets built right. That would always be helpful. And that should be then a hell of a lot better. Meanwhile, down here, we can see the destruction. Everything is gone. Yeah, that's just how it goes. Sometimes I can't help it. And let's make sure we're going to rip one of these here out completely. Maybe this one right here. As a matter of fact, I probably need to rip all of those here out and rebuild the entire area. How are we going to do this? Probably going to start from the top and go down to the bottom. Yeah, that's how we're going to do it. So this one is the first one that has to be ripped out. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to rip them out one by one by one. Buildings only. I don't want to get rid of my pipes in the background or my power or whatever else. Only the tile should go. So now right here we have a wide, nice open space. So we're going to make sure that we're going to utilize that right away. So we're going to leave 4 spaces wide open. That's what we usually do. That's what we're going to go back to over here. Then we're going to put in 1 and then 1, 2, 3, 4 wide open. And we're going to put in the next one right here. That's what that basically should look like. The only difference is that down here in the bottom, this one here, I'm going to rip out. Just somewhere in the middle, doesn't really matter exactly where. And then we're going to come down here and we're going to do the exact same thing as on the top, of course. So right here, the space here is just where the material is going to drop down. Then we're going to come into base. We're going to grab us a automatic dispenser, one right here, one right there. And then right above it, we're going to grab one right here and one right there as well. That's what that should look like. Now this here's built. Our dupes are standing around. They currently have nothing to do. So let's make sure this here gets set up and they can get going. So in here, I'm basically going to select everything that I want in here. Let's select everything and then let's go through it. This is fine. This is fine. This here is fine, except for bleach stone. We don't want that. Oxalite, I don't want that either. Critter eggs, I don't want any critter eggs in here. Cultivatable soil is okay. Filtration medium, sure, why not? Industrial ingredients, be my guest. Liquefiables, now that is a problem. I don't want actually any of that. No liquefiables at all in there. Manufactured materials, we take all of it. Metal ore, we take all of it. Miscellaneous, we can take all of it. Maybe except for solid nuclear waste. Not sure where we have that laying around, but apparently there's got to be somewhere. LG, we're going to put all of that in there. That should be okay. Well, the LG actually we're going to leave out because we have a different place to store it. Because don't want any slime in there. No rot pile, no polluted mud, no polluted dirt. But the eggshells and the mud can go in there if we really choose so. Raw materials, that's all good. Refined metals, that's all good. And seeds, yeah, for all I care, throw them all in there. Wonderful. Then we're going to copy the settings to the other machines. And I, of course, forgot here on the very top, we need to set it to sweep only. That is highly important, or it will be an endless loop. Now that we have this here, we can go sweep. And this entire row here of all the stuff that we have in here, we're going to sweep it up and we're going to put it into there. And then over a short amount of time, it should just all drop down into here. That should hopefully give me some FPS back, and we will see what that looks like once it's all done. To make the life for our dupes a little bit easier, I'm going to hook it also up to our transit tube system here. So over here, let's see, transit tube access, I'm going to put one here and I'm going to put one right there. That is fine, I really don't care. And then with the transit tube, let's hook it up to our system. There we go. Let's make sure that we also get some power in there. There we have a power wire. That should be okay, at least temporarily. It doesn't really need a lot of power once it's running, so we're going to just hook it up to the first best line that we see. And if it should really become a problem, then we take care of it at the time of it actually being a problem. Here on the top, the thing here is not built as well. That's very good. So let's make sure we're going to keep on going over here with our ladder system for right now. That's fine. We're just going to go straight over. Simple as that. Let's make sure that our dupes can get there. And then, of course, what I'm going to do is the exact same thing as on the bottom. Automatic dispenser here and here. Going to turn it around here and there. So this is basically the more compact version of the same system. We also need to get some power over here. Let's see, what do we have close by? This wire right here is close by. And it has plenty of capacity as well, so we're going to use it. We're going to just come up here, along right there, and into here, through there, straight up, and over to there. Just like that, no problem at all. Meanwhile, over here, also this here, we can now rip out and we can put in an infinite storage. Yeah, that is definitely something that needs to happen, so let me do that really quick. Not a big deal at all. We just need a dupe to come by and actually get it done. And then we're gonna keep going with what we're doing over here on the left. Now all this here's gone. We're gonna do the exact same thing that we did just a minute ago. We're gonna come over here. Let's leave from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spaces. That should be fine. And then we're just gonna come over to here somewhere. Leave a space here in the middle. That should be okay. Not that close. Let's leave one open. And then let's leave 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. And right here, once again, I'm gonna build the exact same thing right above it. And here we have it, the finished build in the middle of our base. Let's see, our lone igneous rock, I can see 24.1 tons just sitting there. That's probably a hell of a lot more in there. The dupes are still coming by and putting more stuff in because down on the bottom here, but that is a pretty low priority. I just set it on 5. Whenever they have nothing better to do, come down here, grab all this stuff and bring it up here to the top. Also, all the coal down here, all the stuff here will be put all into here. The only downside to this system is that we have to manually tell it to sweep. So this here will just sit there forever unless I'm gonna say sweep. That is certainly something that we can get used to. That should definitely not stop us. Also over here on this side, it is time to finish it up. So we need something quite important, and that is going to be up here. We need to have some gas in here. So basically what I'm gonna do is, let's actually start with the gas pump. And I'm going to plop a gas pump right smack dab here in the middle. And then with a gas pipe, I'm going to come out of here and I'm going to come through here, through those 2 tiles here. That is highly important. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to come back around, back up to the top, and plop in a gas vent, just like that. Of course, we also need to get there so the dupes can actually build it. So let's plop in a few pieces of ladder right here. A little bit of scaffolding, never hurts. Let's dig all this stuff here out and let's get that built. This here will of course also need some power, so let's see here, this wire right here, only 960 watt potential load. Yeah, we're gonna come straight up with this one here, so let's grab the conductive wire, come all the way up here, come over to there, and we also need to get into here anyway, so let's do that right away. And then we're just gonna come up here and plop it into there, so our pump here is running. That is very good, that's what that should be. At the same time, I'm also gonna lock everything that can already be locked, which is all of these here. All of these here. This one here, I'm going to leave open. All the way open, as a matter of fact. And then I need to build something to make sure that our salt water doesn't go everywhere, because while we are actually researching this thing here, it will probably erupt. I don't see a way around it, so I'm going to build a 2 high space right here, just to make sure that our salt water doesn't go everywhere around the freaking base. That would be bad. And now over here, let's take a look. Okay, our saltwater geyser is currently overpressured. So this is the perfect time to actually get in there. By the time we hopefully get a dupe over here, this here should be idle again, and then we hopefully have an entire cycle to research it, to lose as little salt water as we humanly can. So let's see if we can make that happen. Oh, and it is just overpressuring right now. Of course, the water is going everywhere. How unexpected. Come on, stop this here, analyze it with the highest priority, As soon as that is done, we can finally close off the system and we shouldn't have that problem anymore. But up until then, we just have to accumulate the salt water down here. Is what it is. Not that big a deal though. There's MSJ still researching, he's still not done, and the Saltwater Geyser is already rising pressure again. And there we have it, having more water coming out of here. Ah, well. That is very suboptimal, but Chase MSJ is not the fastest today. I don't know what's wrong with him. Come on, buddy, get it done. Chase MSJ has ended his shift, and here's Chemster to save the day once again. He will get it done, I'm 100% certain, there's no question. Let's get rid of the data bank, and as soon as we have gotten that thing out of there, we can finally close it off. I have sent Krivak over here to dig out a little bit of space, and hopefully it's going to be low enough that we can actually mop it up, but it certainly doesn't look like it right now. Dark Fries here. Okay, so let's grab an insulated tile. You don't want to wrangle anything, and close it off right away. Let's get that done, please. Dupes brings the igneous rock, close it off. The faster, the better. And Jamster is getting the job done himself. What a guy, look at him. And there we have it. Wonderful. How much water do we have here? Can I mop anything? No, it's way too much water for mopping. I need to come up with another idea, probably extend it over in this direction, but that is all okay. Not that big a deal, we will get it done. So now, what do we have to do here? Let's take a look here, and I'm going to slow it down all the way, because what I want to do is I want to have it to look something like this here. We have 300 grams of oxygen, 300 grams of oxygen. Do we have anywhere a little bit more? Doesn't look like it. Let's let it run for a little bit, because all we need to do is we need to have a tile of oxygen right here and a tile of hydrogen above it. That is all that needs to happen. Let's see here. What do we have in here? In the gas pipe, 700 grams of hydrogen. That's not correct. That is certainly not where my mouse is. Oh my goodness, you game. Right here. These two tiles here is what I want. That should be perfect. So let's get this down here, right there. And then let's take the snipping tool, and we're going to snip this here off, and we're going to snip that here off. Yes, that is exactly what that should look like. That's what we want to see here. So now I can send a dupe in real quick before we're going to fill it up even more with F7. And we're going to make sure we're going to rip out all these pipes here. We will not need them anymore. So let's make sure we get that done right away, please. Thank you very much. Where is my priority? There it is, full force. Let's get it done. And yes, this piece of granite here is still there intentional. What that does, you will see very shortly. But first of all, let's get this here ripped out. All right, now what I have done over here is I tore out this tile so we can get rid of this gas in here eventually. That is not going to happen right now because the water is first going to go into this direction. But it's idle right now. It's going to erupt in 0.6 seconds again, and we're just going to fill it up with more and more water in here. That is the general idea. So first of all, we need to get some stuff in here, and in the right moment, we're going to close the doors, and then we're going to rip out those two pipes. But you will see exactly when that happens and how that happens in a second here. It took a tiny little bit, but it looks like the water level in here is now appropriate. So what we're going to do is we're going to rip out that top tile right here, that top gas pipe. That has to go. So let's have a dupe come by and tear that out. Hopefully pretty soon here. Let's make sure we give this here. Oh, there's somebody. Okay, perfect. So this here is now hydrogen. Now we can lock this door here for good. It should never open again. That would be the general idea. Come on. Somebody come by and lock that door for me. Leave the hydrogen where it is. There's Joel. Joel locks the door and the hydrogen is now trapped. Now, down here, the other pipe will have to be destroyed as well. So, once again, for a reminder, we have hydrogen on the top and oxygen on the bottom. It can't really be anything. It is already working. I need to close this door here immediately. Oh my goodness, yup, oh no. That is what I was trying to avoid. That was too fast for my own good. Come on, dupes. Do your due diligence. Yeah, that's right. Let's start mopping, but also, most importantly, shut that door. There it is. Okay, perfect. That is what that should look like. Good. Let's close this one here off as well. It kind of sucks. We still have a piece of oxygen stuck there. It will still work without it, but it looks a hell of a lot better if that is not the case. But well, it is what it is. We're just going to close it off with an insulated tile. We also don't want all this heat here to escape, so I'm going to put more insulated tiles all around here. Just kind of like this here. That should work all around wherever our doors are touching, just to make sure that the heat stays where it's supposed to be. So what exactly is actually happening here? Well, that is a little bit of a glitch in the game, that's for sure. So what happens is the Saltwater Geyser right here, he outputs the water. And then the water can go nowhere in here. Everything's full with water, or in this case here actually oxygen, but it works just as fine. So what it does is it basically gets transferred in kind of a waterfall pattern into here. And this here is made out of annual airlocks, so it will never break. Therefore, it is an infinite storage, which is actually quite insane, in my opinion. It just works all by itself. So now that all this here is built, I'm gonna give another mod command on the bottom, gonna get all this here swept up, but as soon as this here is erupting again, we're gonna take another look what that exactly looks like. So right now it is erupting again, and you can see this here. This here is why it is called the waterfall. Why it is called the Escher Waterfall, I'm not entirely sure. Might have something to do with MC Escher, but I'm not entirely sure. So let's take a look in here. The water is just coming in. No power required, nothing at all. It literally just works. It is insane. I have never seen a build like this before in my life. I had to show it off the moment I saw it. This is insane. I mean, it's so simple, so genius. It has to be shown off more, that is for sure. And to give the proper credit once again, I was made aware of it on my Discord channel by one of my wonderful subscribers, Lutzo. But Lutzo also posted me the guide for it, and the guide is actually on the Clive forums. I will leave a link in the description down below if you want to look it up yourself to get a little bit of a better of an understanding what's actually going on here. This was posted to the forum by a guy called the Mass Mannequin, and he's giving all credit to somebody called Asveron. So, just to be sure to give the proper credit, I did certainly not come up with this. I was told about it by one of my wonderful subs. I looked up the guide and I had to show it off in one of my videos because it is just so ingenious in my mind. And now the Saltwater Geyser here just stopped actually erupting. So let's take a look. Now we have 1,900 kilograms in here of salt water. And it's just filling up and filling up and filling up. And this should theoretically work forever. I have made sure that we have an output pipe right here. The only thing that I forgot to put in is automation, but that's fine. This is really just to show it off. I don't think I will ever use this water here, and even if I use it, we can just plop on over here a liquid shutoff. We can automate that. It's not a big deal, so it's not like we have to run this here 24/7 if we should ever use it. But yes, once again, this here is what this entire thing here looks like. I forgot to put this tiny little piece of sandstone out of here. That kind of sucks. But it is what it is, not a big deal. Yeah, I love it. So small, so compact, so efficient. It's wonderful. I wish I would have known that way earlier. But now we know how to build it, and we will definitely use it from now on quite more often. It's so simple and it's built in basically no time. Our infinite storages, let's see. Here we have a bunch of stuff in here. Refined carbon, 5.1 tons, wolframite, 1,600 kilograms, glass, 500 kilograms. It's all in here. It's just all in here. Up here in the top, we have more glass, more refined carbon, diamond, 3,200 kilograms, gold, 4,100 kilograms. And over here, this one here should be slightly more empty. Let's take a look here. We have aluminum ore, plastic, tons and tons of stuff in here. It's crazy. But now we have 3 access points where our dupes can grab stuff from. And from now on, just anytime I dig something up, we just need to make sure that I give it a sweep command. And once we give it a sweep command, only then it will be put into our storages. But that is perfectly fine. And I think this is an appropriate end, watching our Escher Waterfall doing its thing. Love it. This is such a beautiful, beautiful concept. That's why I love oxygen not included. For little things like this here, that just makes me smile, not going to lie. But as usual, if you enjoy the content, please subscribe to the channel, leave a like on the video and comment down below. Let me know, what do you think about this concept? Do you have any other cool concepts you want me to see tried, or you just want me to know about? Let me know. You see, I am always happy to learn something new in this game or in general. And with that I say thank you and peace.